Morning, Boker Tov. I just want to let you know that my Rebbetzin informed me that I forgot to mention, when we were talking about two Bishvat, and we talked about the two, I forgot to mention the fact that yesterday was two February.
Boker Tov.
Now,
Yeah, it's raining.
yeah.
Okay.
So Reb Tzvi.
I forgot to tell you yesterday because we were involved with
Everything else.
Everything else, but yesterday was the yortzeit of my shver.
Okay. So mention a
You
little.
remember my shver?
Yes, of course. So say a little.
Yochanan ben Moshe Kusio.
Neshama Zoham Aliyah.
Yeah.
Although I wasn't talking about that, but if you want, you could add a little something. Say something nice about your shver.
Yeah, my shver was an amazing person. Yesterday we went to the Beis Olam and reading his the Kituv on his Matzeva, and it said he was Oiv Chesed. Reminded me many times I think to myself that there are two types of people. There's an Ish Oisa Chesed and there's an Ish Chesed.
Wow.
Everybody is.
Everybody
is an Oisa Chesed.
Right.
Paul Visham.
Right.
But an Ish Chesed is his mahut. His Chesed. That was his mahut.
His character.
He loved to do Chesed. That's what he was all about.
Wow.
He put himself last. I'll give you one example. Every year, from the time I was a chassan, every year, so a month and a half before Sukkot, we would take a ride out to the Israel Esrog Center in Tel Aviv.
Right.
And they had a place there, then they sold esrogim, and they had all these different duchanim.
Right.
And there was one in particular, his name is, what was his name? His name was, from Bayit Vagan. And he had a store in Mechov Me'ashorim, and he had a stand there. So my share used to go there, and we used to buy like 25 esrogim.
Really? That many?
25 esrogim. Why did you buy 25 esrogim? Because you have to send one to Rav Yitzchok Scheiner.
Oh, wow.
And one to Rav Asher Lichtenstein.
You're kidding. He was so close to the communists.
And then one to his Mechutin in Vienna, and one to his Mechutin in Boston, my father, Olav Shalom, and to a friend of mine in Boston, and to this one, and to that one, and to that one. So he used to tell me I should sit down, and when I took the esrogim, I chose the esrogim there. You should, put them in a category so we'll know,
who
to send the nicest ones to Rosh Hashivas.
Right.
And then when we finished designating 24 of the esrogim, so the last one he said, that's the one I'm taking.
Wow.
That was my shver.
Wow. What a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Anyway, on completely different realm, I forgot that yesterday was second day of February. I wasn't talking about the Yiddish day. And second day of February is Groundhog's Day.
Groundhog's Day.
Groundhog's Day.
Right.
And we know
we don't mention
that,
hogs.
Going back to 1840, Punxsutawney Phil from Pennsylvania, and he would go out, this groundhog, if he saw his shadow, he would go back into his cave, wherever he was.
Who was this?
The Punxsutawney Phil, the groundhog.
That was the name of the hog?
That's the name of the hog.
Hogs have names?
Yes. Punstwansy, whatever it is, Punxsutawney Phil. They have names.
They call him Phil for short?
Philadelphia, most probably. No, Pennsylvania. And if he sees a shadow...
He belonged in a pen.
That's right. He show him our pen. If he saw a shadow, he'd go back, and that meant 6 more weeks of wintry. If he didn't see a shadow, he stayed out, then it would mean spring is near. But anyway, my shaila is, when it comes to Kiddush Levana, so is it to go according to the molad where you are, or the molad of Yerushalayim? So we all know the answer. It's the molad of Yerushalayim. It's not, even though it's your molad. So my question is, if Punxsutawney Phil is in Philadelphia, what about Melbourne Mel in Long Island? Or what about the Great Neck Greta, or Quigsley, or Huntington Slate?
Those all hog names?
These are all hog names. And they all come out. What? Halacha.
Sounds like a big population.
Does that mean that he saw his shadow 6 more weeks of winter in Eretz Yisrael? Well, I just have to say, a disclaimer, yesterday was the most spring day of Tu B'Shvat. It was such a beautiful day. It was in the 60s up to almost 70s. It was beautiful weather. So anyway, so that's my beginning. Today is Reb Shalom Shvadron, not the Shalom Shvadron that we know, but his grandfather.
The Marsham.
The Marsham. It's his yard.
Shut Marsham.
It's us, and also Asher Tzvi ben David Miostra, and Avram ben David Cohen Du Hirira. But we have Tehillim, and today, just if I mention the capital, we'll see if Tzvi will automatically know who I'm going to have as our Bar Magid. I'll just tell you, it's Kuf Yudalid.
The kid. Tell me the pasuk.
Then I'll give it away.
Tries to throw us off.
Yisrael, Hanasonim Mitzorah,
Batzara Uvashivya,
Umdim Ben Bayam Uven Bayam Basha, Hamakom Yerachem Yerachem Aleim
Miyaitziei
Mitzorah, Verevacha,
Umefel Eliyah,
Umishibud Ligeula,
Hasta
Bagala Uvizman. Amen.
How was it?
It was Achnasa Sefer Torah. It was very nice. I heard the music. I didn't really attend it, and I understand Nidchei Yisrael, I think, is doing today. So Baruch Hashem Achnasa Torah. Anyway, I just want to mention our Yiddish. Hofchi Atzur.
What do you think about this? A Boston driver backing up and letting somebody else go through.
Oh, that's very nice.
From Boston, though.
From Boston.
Unheard of.
Unheard of. Well, we won't see. We won't even tell anybody. This is big secret. Anyway, Hofchi Atzur.
Look what I did. A little move, and look what I did.
And it is open up a stream.
Open up a stream.
Yeah, but it's still a red light. You're
streaming.
You were streaming. Here we go.
Streaming audio.
It's in the rain. Hofchi Atzur, vos ken ibekeren. The first word. Ibekeren means turn over. Right? So, Hofchi Atzur, vos ibekeren. As
you want somebody to turn over, you say Ibikari. No, how do you tell somebody to turn over?
Turn over? Turn over. A Felsenstein. What's a Felsenstein? Do you ever? I know of some.
So it sounds like Feldstein.
A rock stone.
Feld is a field.
But it's a felsen. Pei, ayin, lamed, zayin, nun. Felsen is a stone. Felsenstein, a rock stone. Zol verin. Agam moim. Eins Einsmlung, which is a collection. Einsmlung von Wasser, Chalomisch, a starker Stein. Are you going to have a little coffee? Can Hashem Yisroach machen l'mayno moim azer zolveren akval. Wasser, what's a kval? A source. Kval, source of water. Hashem Yisroach hat dem koyach zu machen a harte Sachen. Harte means hard. Via Stein soll sein flüssig Wasser. What's flüssig? A flow of water. On a schwere Sach wie Berg, like a mountain zone. Springen. Springen means jump.
Spring out of here.
Spring out so fine as is der Bashafer von alles. And that's my Yiddish for today.
Because we're giving you the opportunity to say more of your share in the car, I'll just tell you my Yiddish words.
Okay.
Because I had a few words. Did you like the picture I sent you, by the way?
Yes. Yes. In fact,
is
that in your backyard?
That's it. Out in my kitchen window.
Kitchen window.
On the third floor.
Wow.
We have a shkedia that comes right up to our kitchen window.
But did you sing the song?
Yes,
with all
I did.
The phrases. Anyway, yes.
See, they are all different pictures.
Well, yeah, it's very nice. You could put it in front of the camera. Here.
These are the pictures that I sent.
Yes. Wow. Look at shkedia.
Okay, so yesterday's Yiddish, there were a few very interesting words, and I was really going to get to the Beis Yehuda, but it didn't happen. So, first of all, the word is transform.
Ibakaren.
That's turnover.
Oh, I know. Transform.
Turnover, Beethoven. The word for turnover, for transforms, is
Ibitsamachen. Ibitsamachen?
Verwandlet.
Wow, I never know that. Verwandlet?
Verwandlet, yeah.
Wandlet.
Verwandlet. Die Machshefa verwandelt den Prinz in a Drakon.
The witch? What does the witch do?
Transformed the prince into a dragon.
Oh, wow.
Really,
really important words. Prince and dragon, I need those two words.
Here's the next word, good word, powerful.
Oh, Starkheit. Starkheit?
No, Starkheit is strength or strong. Powerful. Machtig.
Oh, machtig.
Mem ein chof tet yud kuf.
Machtig.
Der König is machtig.
Yeah, the king is powerful.
Nice word?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Machtig.
Ein Toll, zwei Tollen. What's a toll?
A round.
Tet Aleph Lamed.
It's like
Not
one round.
A zal is a hall.
Yeah, but tal
is
one round.
Is a valley.
Oh, a valley. Tal.
Ein Tal, zwei Tallen.
Oh, wow. Tal. A tal of two cities? Okay.
My Bubby's last name was Tal.
Really?
Yeah, it was actually Tolchinsky, but when they came to America...
And I know an attorney by the name of Taller. So
he was taller than
it's
my
then
Bubby.
Tal, right. Okay, so are you going to go in this range? You have a Cheryl?
I do have a Cheryl.
Cheryl?
Aber is nicht da.
And his door is in him?
Is da.
Oh, he's in right.
In the bagage.
So the question is, just to get yourself wet, to get it in the bagage, is better than walking all the way there and back. So I would say you would make the investment. And we're going to start with Reb Sholem Shvadron while you're thinking. Reb Sholem.
I can just tell you one thing before I go about Reb Sholem Shvadron, the Zayde.
The Zayde.
Because I used to hear shmuzim from the grandson. I heard from 5 years of shmuzim.
Really?
We moved to Eretz Yisrael.
In Shari Chesed?
In Shari Chesed, in his house. Every Motzoi Shabbos he gave a shmuz to a group from Chevron, and my shwager lived in Shari Chesed and was very close to him, so therefore we tagged along.
And it couldn't be immediately after Shabbos. You have to have time
It was
to
a
get
little,
there.
yeah, a little bit later.
Right.
But it was he had a hustle, and he once told us that his Saba, the Marsham, believe it or not, I'm going to tell you something that sounds pretty crazy, but I heard it from him. His Saba, the Marsham, finished every Shabbos Meseches Shabbos ve'eruvin.
Whoa, those are that's not so
every
pleasant.
Shabbos.
On Shabbos itself,
On
not
Shab-
not during the week.
On Shabbos itself.
Wow, Shabbos and Eruvin. Wow, that is amazing.
If I wouldn't have heard it myself, I would have said it's very tall.
Bubba Misa.
Very
Right.
tall. Get it? Tall.
Tall.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
wow.
but that's what he said.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Because I do have a certain relative of mine who spends Shabbos not resting like I do, steiging.
You learned, you'd have to steig.
Yeah, to be able to do that.
You'd have to. You know what the trick was?
What's
He
that?
was Moisef Tais for Shabbos quite a bit
That's.
on both ends.
I hear. Gotcha. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the Marsham. Rab Shalom Mordechai ben Moshe Cohen Shvadron nolad beIzlochev ב-1835 ונפטר בט' זין שבט שזה היום ב-1911 למד אצל רב יואל אשכנזי. רב שלום מרדכי היה כבר בצעירותו מתמיד עצום. As we just heard, he was a real masmid כדי לא להירדם בלימוד בלילה, קשר את פאותו עם חבל למסמר ותקרא. נהג לישון 3 שעות בלילה. I wish I could be a gadol, even though I sleep only 3 hours every night. ועוד חצי שעה ביום. כבן 16 נישא את ינטה בס רב אברהם יקיר מחסידי סטרטן, והתפרנס מסחר בעצים. כשרב שלמה קלוגר רצה להסמיכו, הוא לא היה מעוניין, כי לא התכוון להיות רב. אחר כך נסמך על ידי רב יוסף שאול נתנזן, לשאול מישב. הציע לו רבונס בעירייה לשנוב, לא היה מעוניין, כי לא התכוון להיות רב. אחר כך, לא הסכים. אחר כך הציע לו רבונת בעיר פוטיק, והסכים. אחר כך כהן ביזלוביץ', ואחר כך בברז'ן. נתן צמיחה למאיר שפירא מלובלין. רב שלום מרדכי הקפיד תמיד לדון דיני ממונס בשלושה, ותמיד ניסה להסביר לצד המפסיד את מקור ההלכה כדי לפייסו. פן עליו גם המרחקים הוא מעיד בעצמו בשלשוס מרשם חלק ד' קל"ה שהגיע אליו 115 מכתבים תוך שבוע אחד בלבד. לא חס לגלות לדעתו להיתר גם כשאחרים החמירו. כמה פעמים סיפר על חידוש או קושיה שגילה לו בחלום. בהיותו אב בית דין ביזלוביץ', חלם פעם אחת בליל שבת קודש שהוא בבית דין של מעלה, ורואה שדנים אברך אחד מתלמידיו על שחילה של שבת דנו עשו למיסה בידי שמיים. כשהקיץ רב שלום מרדכי שקל בדעתו אם לספר חלמו לעשו אברך, וגומר בדעתו שאם יבוא אליו האברך אחר תפילה לברך אותו כהרגלו, אז יספר לו, ואם לאו לא יספר. זה היה מייסה. האברך הזה ישב ערב שבס ומקטורה בפיו, ומחמס היותו שקוע בלימוד לא שם לב שהשבס נכנסה ונפעל מאוד על שחיל השבס בשוגג. והיה בדעתו לשאול את רב שלום מרדכי מחר בבוקר שילמדו תשובה על זה. והיא בבוקר והלך לרבו והתחיל לספר בבכי מה שהעירה לו והפסיקו. רב שלום מרדכי וסיפר את החלום וציווה לו בין היתר ליתן כופר לנפשו כמבואר בשולחן ערוך, ומי שחייב חטאת ואברך נשאר בחיים. מיום האחרון לפני פטירתו ביקש קצת יין להתחזק, אבל אחר כך אמר לא אוכל לשלוש כי אולי להכין דרושה שאצטרך לדרוש בפמליה שמעלה. שמילדיו רב יצחק Reb Tzvi Hirsch, Uchiber, Asarot Tzvarim Kamo, Das Torah, Shus Marsham, Gilu Das, Al Shchita, Mishpat Sholom, Tcheles Mordechai, Al Parshas HaShavua, Shmaryahu Mevi Rashi, Mashmur Shama, Uba, Kriyas Yamsuf, and Milchemes Amalek, Madua Naka Rashi, Dafka Elu, Kiyesh Beis, Hanhagas Elokis, Hanisis, Vativis, Kanes, Lo Yatmid Tamid, Lachain, Yisro Ba, Kisharat Beis, Hanhagas Elu, Kriyas Yamsuf, Bederach Nes, Va'amalek Bederach Hateva, Hishle Mole Ade Cherev, Zeshmer et Kol Asher Asa Elokim, both natures. Okay, that's it for the Marsham. I also have the outside of Asher Tzvi Ben David Me'ostra, Shenolad Be'el-Shvamot Barba'im, Beniftar Be'el-Shvamot Shvasrei. Hitkabel Be'el-Shvamot Shmonim Lamagid Me'shorim Motzi Tzedek Be'ostra. Be'el-Shvamot Arba, Ayorav Bekovitz, Umachuna Reb Moshe Koritza, Mitalmidov Hamagid Mimezrich, Hu Chiber Me'ein HaChochma. Hayom Segangma Yortzei Shel Avram Ben David Kohen Da Hirira, Shenolad Be'el Chamoshmot Shishim Mishtayim, V'niftar Be'esh 1735, U'mishpachet Anusim, Mikordova, Arva Levenitsia, Be'el 620 Hishtakea Be'Amsterdam, Huyam Kubel, Mechaber, Beis Elokim, Vishar Hashamayim. Tzvi Chazar, V'ani Agid Lo, Ma Shekatuv Kan, Al HaMaharsham, Sheu Nichnas. אני רוצה להגיד לך מה שכתוב כאן בשמעיהו על הבקיעס, לא את הסמדה של שבל מרדכי. היה כבר בצירות מסמיד עצום, כדי לא להירדם בלימודו בלילה.
I'd like to know what he did.
קשר את פאותו עם חבל למסמר בתקרה. Nahag, in other words, he made sure that if he fell asleep, it would tug on his payas. It was connected to the ceiling. Wow. Nahag lishon shalosh sha'ot b'layla. I said, I also sleep three hours a night, but I assure you, I cannot do Shabbos and Erev and one Shabbos. Ot chatzi shah bayom, which is interesting.
So, you know, I had a friend, Eli Chaver, the Bnei Brak, סיפר לי שאחד, לא זוכר אם הוא עשה את זה או החבר שלו עשה, הוא רצה לראות מה הסטייפלר עושה בלילה.
אז הוא הלך, התחבא מתחת למיטה לראות מה שהוא עשה?
אז הוא הלך והיה חלון. היה חלון לתוך החדר של הסטייפלר, והוא חיכה עד מאוחר בלילה, והוא הלך לשם והסתכל דרך החלון. והוא ראה שהסטייפלר יושב ולומד, ובזמן שהוא התחיל לנמנם, אז הוא מיד עמד והלך הלוך וחזור בחדר.
ככה,
marching, hard, stamping, boom, boom,
boom, boom,
back and forth until עד שהוא התעורר, ואז הוא המשיך ללמוד.
Wow, okay. That's a
first-hand
story.
Witness.
That's, although it's considered hearsay, I'm sorry. Anyway, אנחנו בנדחי ישראל פרק ל"א, לאח השיר המליחה, אנחנו מדברים על פשוט kashrus, eichla. You know, do you remember your mother koshering a chicken in the good old days?
Absolutely.
Not like we have today.
She koshered everything.
Koshered everything.
Chicken.
Check everything out, sure. Everybody. Right nowadays, you buy it, it's already koshered. But here, Achashir Melicha, we
18 minutes.
We learned the Shir Melicha, no, we learned that it's 1 hour, but if you're in Shasat Chak, you got 24 minutes. We talked about the Shir Melicha.
The Lashon and the Shor, so Pachas Michotz Yishor.
Okay. You should spread it Also, of course, before you do the mlicha, you have to really rinse it. You should put it in some water. V'yaniach habasa b'tocho v'yadicheno shlosh pamim. V'tzorach lizoy shelo yitein habasa b'chli kodem shenitan l'tocho mamayim. Okay, we got to our place. We'll continue, but I'm going to have to.
אני זוכר איזה הערה לא שהערה, אבל שאלה שהיה לי שלמדנו יורדיה לפני הרבה שנים. אז הרמ"א אומר שלגבי כבד זה
יש הרבה דם.
זה נקרא כולו דם.
כולו דם.
כבד זה כולו דם. אז לכן אנחנו צולים.
כן,
צולים את
we roast
the liver, so the blood goes out.
Right.
Because if you were to cook it, so it would cook the dam in, it would become...
exactly, which is what we learned.
So the lashon of the Ramah there is, when you tzol it, molchim tzas. And I never understood, the chura.
You would think that you bring a lot of oil, a lot of salt.
No, you wouldn't think you would use any
at
salt.
All.
If
because
you're being tzoleh,
your tzoleh, the blood will come out.
And the fuch, if you put
it might go back in?
Yeah, a lot of melech will go
would
back
absorb
in.
it.
That's why the lashon of the Ramah is miksas, just tzas. Because if you will put a lot of melech,
it's interesting because we also learned already that when it comes to melicha, that you have to be careful that it should not be too coarse. In other words, you have to grind it, but also not too thick, not too dark. It has to be in between. So with that, with a cum granum salis, do you know Latin? With a grain of salt, cum granum salis. Cum granum salis. With a grain of salt. That's where we are going to interrupt the shir because it's too complicated to go out in the rain, and we'll continue Nidchei Yisrael, and we want to thank the Baal Habayis Achsanya.
You finished?
No, he didn't finish. I have to finish. But I can't go outside while it's raining. Here we go. We were saying, you should not put the meat in a vessel before you put water in, because then it's like salting it in a vessel that is not does not have a hole. Mikom welcome to the Eved. Ein lachush lezeh im choser and aftel also itocho take of kodem shenira sir mechli afal pish nimsuk zat mol. Even if there's a little juice that comes out, it's still okay. Amelech shemolchu. Now we're up to number 11. Amelech shemolchu bo pamachas. If you use salt to kasher. You can't use that same salt to do a mlicha on another piece of flesh. Because the salt already has been diminished in its strength. The im molach ma'adayim lo nispasho, but if you did use that salt and you did not cook it yet, yadicheno, you could rinse it. The yachzav yam, then you could really use the regular salt. The im of rabisho, however, if you actually use that salt second time and you cooked Nikodem Sorich Sheila, then you have to LRR, you have to ask your local Orthodox rabbi. Paragraph Yud Beis. Hamoleach of Odofen Shlema Sheyesh Lo Tach, anything, a complete side with an interior and a fowl, a chicken, a base kibble. Nachum hafok tzad chalal lamata kadesh yuchal adam etzir lezu. You could turn it upside down so that the juice, the blood, will go out. Paragraph Yud Gimel. Ein mochim ela b'chli menukov. As we mentioned before, you should not salt something only into a vessel that has holes in it, or agabe kashin, or splinters, or a board, or a daf. V'yaniach b'shipur, and it should be on a slant. So that the blood and the juice should flow down below you, and it should not stop up. The dafka she'ein bo gumos, it doesn't have pits, doesn't have like little holes. Avo im yesh bo gumos, I'm talking not just holes, it has little pits, little pockets. Shenishkabe shamatzir, then the blood can gather there. Lo yoyel afilu im ma'amido b'shipua, won't help even if you put it in the slant, because it will not flow out. It'll stay in the pit. V'chein tzorich the limchos b'nashim shemolchos al kisos. You should protest that women should try to tell them that they should not put it on chairs or chetikos eitzim or on boards al dapim hamzomin lehem yesh ben gumos, that have such pockets of so that if the blood will not be able to flow out. Paragraph Yudalit. Ovri drachim, those who are travelers, shemolchim basar, and on the way they want to salt their fish, their meat. Okorchim also bebegin, and they wrap it up in clothing and in cloth. Asur afilu b'di'evidan, the kovim stumim b'yefshel lemazeh. And if you have them salted inside cloth, obviously it's not going to be able, like it doesn't have holes. It will be like a kli, low knuckle, and the blood will not be able to go out, and therefore it becomes treif. You can't use it. Paragraph 15. You should not put meat in vessels that are not specially made for kashering. Kirabim, mekilim, laniach kam, also kli, lefamim, yerakos, leperot. Because if you use it for different things, then people will put vegetables and fruits in it. Dvarim shedarkam lechol, things that you eat below hadacha that sometimes you don't even wash it off. Adam nishlof lahem, and the blood will adhere to the fruits and vegetables, and that would be treif. Tazayin, paragraph 16. You should not put meat that you're about to salt on some place which is already salted, because if you put it down before you rinse it, it's already going to be affected by the salt that's on the daf. Paragraph 17. You don't kosher, you don't salt it unless you remove the forbidden fat and the giranasha. The close game, the makom shetzorech nikur in a chaylev gufa kagona table vatkol, and especially when you have to take the forbidden fat from the stomach and the spleen. Paragraph 18. If meat was not salted and it was left unsalted for 3 days, we're talking about 24-hour periods. Kli malicha bibli malicha, and without salting, nisyabesh damo b'tocho, then the blood dries up inside the enyoso, and it will not flow out. Od al yedei malicha, and the malicha will not help. But if you put it in some water, you're not allowed to cook it in water, I will sleep, but you're allowed to roast it al eish. The eish shoev adam umolchin kodem atzli. And you should give it a little salt beforehand. Interesting, because 3 mentioned that a little salt, not a lot of salt, because the roasting in itself will take the salt out. And with that, we wish everyone Yom Tov, Chaim Tovim.